Alrighty, today begins what should be a fun week. It is finest week, meaning by the end of the week we will have the finest cards, Team Affinity 4, and 99 captains, who I assume, until I'm otherwise told or seen, are ultimately going to probably be the finest cards themselves. Now, one thing I am waiting for, and I was hoping to be able to wait before I recorded, but I'm recording now, was the possibility of seeing the Sky Report email prior to recording this, and as of now that hasn't come out yet. We did get a little bit of a teaser on Twitter that sort of showed the collection, so maybe that's gonna be in the email as the finest collection. Oh, it looks like they just dropped something. I know one of them is finest Vladimir Guerrero for the Blue Jays. Shocker. Hopefully I'll be using that picture in the thumbnail, but it looks like we know one of the finest cards is Vladimir Guerrero. So we know one for sure, and that was probably gonna be my pick for them anyway. Yeah, so we're looking at that. So we know one at least is Vladimir Guerrero, but let's get in and speculate who the others could be as we go through and predict all of them except for the Blue Jays, because now we know. All right, here we go. So start off with the Orioles. I think the Orioles is interesting, but there could be a couple. Now, the obvious choice here is a good old Gunnar Henderson here would be the obvious choice. Guy had a breakout year, top 5 in home runs. He had a line. He cooled off second half, but he had a 330 line, a 333 batting average, 409 slugging, on base 539 slugging, had 160 OBS plus, 31 doubles, 37 home runs, 21 steals, and an 8.9 WAR in 155 games. Again, could be the obvious choice here, but again, he might be like a collection reward because how good he was, but he also might just be the flat out regular, there you go, card. Another one possibility here is Anthony Santander. He hit 40 home runs this year, first time in his career. He also could be a candidate for the Orioles finest card and team captain, so we'll kind of wait and see. He's also, I would guess, in that running as well. The third one option here would be Adley Rutschman, again having a really pretty good year as well. He could too have one. Adley's got really good swing, so it makes sense if they try to sneak him back in as a finest card. He had one last year, but again, we don't necessarily know who's going to be collections, who's going to be, the one that's quote unquote free, all that stuff. Who knows? And then on the pitching side, it could be Corbin Burns. There could be a Corbin Burns card, the finest, but he got their all-star card, so it might not be the case. Again, that was so long ago. It was a 95. He hasn't had a 99 yet. He got one last year. It is possible he gets one as well. Another sort of outside card here, outside chance here, is someone like Jordan Westberg. He did pretty well for them as well. Decent stats. He could get a fun card too. I mean, heck, if they really want to go fun, Kyle Bradish could be another fun one. So there's some ways they could go there. But that's the Orioles. That's pretty it. But again, I think the obvious choice here might just be Gunnar. Why not, right? Red Sox. I think the obvious choice here is none other than Jarren Duran. Breakout year for the guy. Pretty obvious that he was insane. He had a 285, 343, 495 line with 47 doubles, 14 triples, 21 home runs, 75 RBIs, 108 runs scored, 34 steals, 8.7 WAR on top of it. So breakout year for this guy. He might be, again, slightly the obvious choice. Now there's some other ones. I mean, Tyler O'Neill had a fantastic year. He had 30 home runs. He could be a choice as well for this as well. Another one, I mean, Ralphie Devers, pretty safe to say he could also have it as well. He had a pretty good hitting year as well. I mean, Ralph Ayala could also have one. He did pretty well as well. He had 23 doubles, 50 home runs, 70 RBIs, and 19 steals. Pretty good as well. On the pitching side, there's really not a whole lot. I would say Tanner Houck, if we're looking at pitchers, could be the guy for them in terms of the pitching. He was their best pitcher by far. I would say Cutter Crawford also could be in consideration as well. But those really are it. I think, again, I'm just going to state the obvious choice. Probably Jarren Duran. Not even close. Yankees is where things get fascinating and interesting. Because the reason why is because the obvious choice would be none other than Aaron Judge. He had an insane year, a lot of homers, a lot of, Aaron Judge things. Why would you not? But again, he might be a collection reward because he's, well, Aaron F. and Judge. And that's what people are going to do. So he could be it, or he could be a collection award. The flip side, it's the same thing with Juan Soto. It probably is going to be one of these guys. Juan Soto did Juan Soto things, career high in home runs, all that fun stuff. He also could be the reward, but again, it could also be a collection award. I think more than likely it's one of these two guys. Pitching wise, again, we could see Garrett Cole maybe get a finest card. I know he didn't pitch a whole lot this year, but he did just get a 99, so that might remove him from conversation. Fun one could be Luke Weaver, but he got that player of the month card, so he might not get it. Luis Gil could get a finest card. That would be a little bit different. He might be one that they could just throw out there for free while making Judge and Soto cards. Austin Wells is another one that could sneak in there, but he got a 99, so he might be out of it. Same thing with like Volpe and Giancarlo. They just got 99s as well. So, but the best guess here is probably one of these two guys. Would be my guess is one. The other one's the collection award. Or they go and say, hey, let's just give it to Garrett Cole so we can have them both and be that. The Rays, on the other hand, are sort of a fascinating story. And by fascinating's not the right word. They are interesting because of what they did. Brandon Lau could be their guy as well. He doesn't have a 99 yet. He's usually a pretty good swing. He did get 21. He had 21 home runs in 103 games, so we'll kind of see where that lies him. He could be it. The choice I probably would have said before the Halloween thing was Yanni, but he just got a 99, and I don't necessarily think they're going to replace it. They could. He got a finest last year. I think at this point, it's just rip the Band-Aid off and let's just go for it. Pitcher side, Taj Bradley could get one as well, I think. Pretty good pitcher. But it's probably going to be Brandon Lau. Truthfully, there's not a whole lot on this team. Josh Siri, Jose Siri could get one, Josh Lau could get one, but I think mainly it's probably going to be Brandon Lau. I could be wrong. They might just say, hey, we're going to Yanni again. Who knows? Blue Jays, we already know. It's Vladdy. They showed it. It's on the thumbnail. It's Vladimir Guerrero. So, not a lot to say there. Could they have another one? Possibly, but I don't think anyone really stuck out. It could be Jose Barrios could get one if they want to throw one in there. Gossman kind of had a down year. A lot of these guys sort of just had down years. Varsho, maybe, but he got a retro finest. So, but we know for sure the free one's going to be Vlad, which ultimately makes sense. And they just gave out some flashbacks. So, that's probably it for them. The White Sox, the obvious choice here, and I think the only choice really, is good old Garrett Crochet. Garrett Crochet is their best player by a margin. He might not be there much longer. So keep that one in mind here, as that's basically it. In terms of hitters, I guess Luis Robert could get one if they want to say like, hey, let's go to hitter Robert, but he also just got a 99 as well. Outside of that, there's not really a whole heck of a lot. I guess Corey Lee could sneak in there if you really wanted to, but I think it's Garrett Crochet by a wide margin. I guess you could maybe stick Andrew Vaughn there because he did have 30 home runs. 135 hits, 30 doubles, 19 home runs, 67 RBIs. But, that's a low bar for a team that underperformed. It's probably not going to be contention next year. But I think it's just going to be Crochet. I think it's just far and away Garrett Crochet. Maybe I'm wrong. Benintendi came along late. I just don't see them not being Crochet, which sucks for that. If you are a White Sox fan, you want to use the White Sox theme team because of that is your captain replacing a pitcher. And I think pitchers don't necessarily need to be the replacement captain per se. Doesn't necessarily need a pitcher. I think hitters would be better. So you're not using a lesser hitter. If it's a pitcher, not necessarily gonna be throwing the pitcher because there could be somebody else there. Like just saying. Cole. I'm trying to look. Do they even have Giolito's a 99? You could throw Giolito if you wanted to use this team. I'm just throwing that out there. I'm probably wrong. Guardian wise, I think I won't say it's the obvious choice, but Jose Ramirez is one of those guys that again could be a collection reward. He's a 40-40 club member. He hit 275. He could be the Guardians one, or he could be a collection reward. That's very likely. Steven Kwan did get a finest last year, so keep that in mind. He could be the one this year. A little bit slappy. He doesn't have a lot of power, but he could ultimately get one. Amanda Clase is probably going to get one. He might be that choice, and Jose Ramirez be a collection reward. He had a great year. That's definitely likely. They really want to go out the book Cade Smith, but he got a playoff card. So my best guess is probably Class A. If they wanted to go wacky, Josh Naylor, but I don't think he got an all-star card, and that wasn't that exciting. So it's probably one of these three guys. I'm guessing it's going to be one of these two, so they can put Jose Ramirez as a collection reward. Again, we'll kind of see. Hopefully the email comes before we end this, so keep that one in mind as well. Tigers, again, kind of in a way, I think it's going to be Scooball. Personally, I don't really see somebody else doing it. I possibly, maybe. But I think he's probably the favorite here. You could go, Kerry Carpenter could do it very well as well. Kerry Carpenter had 17 home runs, 52 RBIs. He could do it. Riley Green was probably their best hitter. He had 24 home runs with 25 doubles, 72 RBIs, 5.3 WAR in 132 games. He could be it, but I think it might be Scooball ultimately. But again, it could be. We're trying also to remember, keep this in mind as well. They are going to put, like I said, the reward. There's going to be the rewards for collecting. He might be that. He very well could be it, or he could be a collection reward. We really don't necessarily know which direction we're going to go, but ultimately, the obvious choice here would probably be Scooball. But again, we'll see what happens. Royals, I think the only real choice here is going to be Bobby Witt, MVP candidate, good swing. He has a 99 already, but it's so old they could upgrade it. Who knows? It could be. Salvi, another good solid choice, honestly. If they want to go that direction. You got Cole Regan's on the pitching side, but he got a 99 in terms from the playoff program. Seth Lugo could get a finest card, but again, let's assume there's packs and stuff. He might be a pack guy. Pasquantino could get one. There's a lot. Oddball choice would be Marcel Garcia. It really just sort of wavers which way they're going to go. I think it'll be Bobby Witt by far, but Seth Lugo's a name that pops out where it's like, ooh, he could get one because it's sneaky. Twins. This one is interesting because there's it's not that I don't like the Minnesota Twins. I just don't necessarily know who it could be. It could be Carlos Correa, but he only played in half a season. Granted, he did have a 308, 382, 510 slash line with 3.6 WAR. So he could sneak in there. Byron Buxton, I guess if you want to be just give it the fun swing and someone everyone seems to like and enjoy, it could be Byron. I don't necessarily think he played enough to do it. The fascinating Ryan Jeffers got a 99 early on. He could have it. He had a really good year as well. Royce Lewis would have been my call early on, but I think Royce kind of got hurt. Joe Ryan, before he was hurt, was a candidate as well, so he could get one. But again, we're trying to look for pitchers. Griffin Jax might be the weird choice we see come Friday or whenever they announce it. He had a pretty good year as well. So my best guess would probably, it might just be Carlos, but again, I don't know if they're going to look at the whole year around. Heck, if you're looking for fun, but he got a 9 already, it was Carlos Santana, or it could be Johan Duran. But I don't think this might be the first team we've had where there's no straight up obvious, bam, that's the pick here. Going to the AL West, the Astros, could be any of these guys. I don't really foresee it going anywhere else apart from the top maybe 6 guys here. I know we're moving in a fun direction here. Jordan just does Jordan things. 35 homers, 85 RBIs, 5.3 WAR. Third, all that fun stuff. Tyler Tucker, he missed a couple parts of the year, but he had a great year as well. Jose Altuve, solid choice. The new guy Yonder Diaz could get one as well. Pitching side, Blanco had a great year. Great year for them. Josh Hader came back on as of late. He could get one as well, but he got a Player of the Month card. Framir could also get one, but I think the obvious choice here would just be Jordan. It just seems to fit. Why not? But he does have a couple 99, so we'll see how things shake up. But I think it's probably my best guess to be Jordan. For the Angels, I think it's Zach Neto is I don't want to say the clear and obvious choice, but Zach Neto was probably the best offensive player the Angels had in terms of offensive categories. It'd be Zach Neto. Another one is Logan O'Hoppe. He too had a really good year, but Zach Neto got a pretty good 99 early on. Taylor Ward had a really good year as well, so he could sneak in there. The sneaky choice, and I was looking this up earlier because I had originally was going to do a whole presentation with the guys with the numbers so you could just see everything. Jose Siriano might have been the sneaky best pitcher the Angels had in terms of starters because I thought it was going to be Tyler Anderson. Jose Soriano might sneak in there as the pick for the 9. I think that'd be crazy. I think that'd be wild. I think that'd be really fun if they went that route. I don't necessarily see it. I think, like I said, the obvious choice, and I refreshed, Tyler O'Neill is the Red Sox flighters card. So I was kind of right. We're getting real-time information as we go along here. Tyler O'Neill is doing it. And it looks like they're slowly announcing cards as we go along here. So we'll maybe see. Maybe we'll get all of them today. Who knows? But we got a couple. We're in the AL East today. So we know what is Tyler Anderson and the other one's Vlad. So we got 2 right that were on my list. I'm feeling pretty good about this. Moving on to the Athletics. Mason Miller is probably 1 because it was Mason Miller. Throwing that out there. If it's similar to his live series card, make it happen. However, I think it's going to be Brent Rooker. Brent Rooker was an absolute fiend. Was the best hitter by far. Every offensive hitting category, Brent Rooker was leading it in. Or it could be Lawrence Butler, could be an interesting one as well, sort of similar. It was sort of 1-2 for them. Shane Langoliers is a sneaky one that could sneak in there if they want to get creative. J.D. Lebeday had a good year. JP Sears had a really good pitching on the back end. He could sneak in there, but ultimately it's going to be one of these 2 guys. These 2 guys, you're more best offensive hitter. The A's have the second best offensive hitter and the best pitcher and the most exciting reliever the A's have had in a while. So my best guess it'll be that. Mariners wise, this is, again, things to get funky. The best offensive player was Cal Raleigh, which was interesting. I shouldn't say interesting, but Cal Raleigh had a really, really good year in terms of things. He joined Rudy York, Roy Campanella, Mikey Tendleton, Piazza, Todd Huntley as the only catchers with back-to-back 30 home run seasons. And he's pretty good defensively. He could sneak in and get one. I think he got one last year in the program. Julio's another choice that he could have. Could get one as well. It's Julio. I say Cal Raleigh. I'm showing you the stats for Cal Raleigh. So Cal Raleigh could get one, maybe be a little better than this. Who kind of knows? Pitching wise, Logan Gilbert could get one if they go with the starter. He had a good year. He was their ace. Makes sense. Oh, Luke Castillo was the ace, but everyone else. Brandon Wu could get one when he was healthy. He was dominant. I don't see them necessarily doing Yimi Garcia because they traded for him. Heck, George Kirby sneak in there. But I do think it'll probably just be Julio if they, like I said, if they want to go pitcher, it could be Logan Gilbert. We'll kind of see how things go. I'm trying to pick this up because I don't want this video to be too terribly long. Rangers, I'm going to go on a limb and say it's going to be Corey Seager far and away. Corey Seager led them in every offensive category known to man. Pretty much. Some other pitchers that could sneak in there, like Wyatt Langford was up there as well. Same thing with Marcus Semien, but it was sort of like best hitter across the board, and then he was good here, but not really good there. And a sneaky pick could be one of these guys, like a Josh Smith was one who had a really good year for them. He was one of their better offensive guys. Nathaniel Lowe, another good offensive guy for them. If they go pitching, it could be Nathan Eovaldi, best starter, their ace. Robertson had a good year, and so did Kirby Yates, had a bounce back year as well. But again, pitch mix and stuff, we'll kind of see. But again, we're gonna hold off there. We're just gonna hold things and see where they land. But again, Corey Seager could be one, but he just got a 99, so meaning they might go in another direction. We'll kind of see. At least what they've allowed so far, it kind of seems like it's not. I don't want to say it's not obvious or hidden or anything. I just think it's I think they're trying to lean for guys who didn't necessarily get bigger cards. So we'll kind of see what happens. So keep that one in mind. It could, like I said, it could be Wyatt Langford. I mean, but Wyatt Langford got a 99 cycle. So everything's on the table. Just bear with it because we're trying to determine who could it be, right? Here's the fun thing with the Braves. I think it's going to be Chris Sale, and that's probably it. Chris Sale was amazing, but he has a bunch of 99s, so I don't necessarily know if they want to give him another one. That would be my best bet, because everybody else kind of had a funky year. Marcell Ozuna might be the other choice, so with that, could be those two. I mean, realistically, like everyone kind of had a weird year because everyone kind of kept getting hurt and stuff. Austin Riley just got a 99, but I mean, I guess it could also be Max Fried. They could go off the wall and say Rossell, but it kind of sucks when these two guys go down because it's like, oh, there you go, one of those two guys. But I think it's gonna be Chris Sale. Chris Sale's pitch is good. His arm angle's funky. Again, they're kind of so far. If you got a 99 not too long ago, kind of leaning away from that. Which I mean, whew. But again, it's the end of the year, so they are making captains. You want them to kind of fit that captain route. So hypothetically speaking, if we are looking that route, it's probably that would be him. Realistically, if we're looking at it from that direction. But again, do you want to use a lesser hitter card or a lesser pitcher card? Pitcher would be the better route. Okay, going on to the Marlins. This is going to be fascinating. I think I'm just going to say this. I think it's Jake Burger. Jake Burger's offensive numbers over the last few years have been pretty effing good for the most part. The guy has 28 home runs, 69 RBIs, nice. 64 runs scored, 231 stolen bases. He's their best hitter by far, by a wide margin. Jesus Sanchez could get one. Alcantara being gone kind of ruined it, but I don't even necessarily, I mean, in terms of other hitters, Jesus Sanchez could be a sneaky pick if they want to get one, but I think it's just going to be Burger. There's not really a whole lot there. Yuri Perez, it kind of was good when he was up, but they sent him back down. Brad got a 99 not too long ago. Braxton Garrett, I guess, could be a sneak pick. I really don't know. Like, heck, they could give it to Xavier Edwards, but I think the choice, if I had to put money on it, would be Jake Burger. Mets, I think Lindor would be the clear and obvious one, but again, he just got 99, and like we were sort of seeing so far, they're not necessarily sticking with the whole like, hey, you just got 99. All right, you're not getting another one. He has a couple, and they're pretty good. I don't necessarily see them trying to make 3. Edwin Diaz might get one if they want to sneak it in there, but I don't know if a 3-pitch pitcher would be good. Pete Alonso could get one. It would be kind of an obvious, I guess, too, but he also just got 99. I have a funny suspicion it's going to be Mark Vientos, but again, he just got another one. Sean Manaea could be the call, ultimately, if they can kind of fix his motion. Sean Manaea did pretty good. The only card he got was a 99 monthly award in a pack. He could be it. They could go something like Alvarez, I suppose. You want to go off the rocker, go Jose Iglesias. Don't, hey, who saw that one coming? He could be it. But I think if I had to put money on it, let's just say Sean Manaea, because 2 of these 3 guys here got one. It also could be Edwin Diaz. It wouldn't shock me if it was Lindor or Alonso. I just think, like I said, trends and how they've sort of gone to it eliminates a lot of these guys. Unfortunately, because of like the playoff stuff. So, but we'll see. It could be Sean Manaea. I think that'd be really fun. Give him another 99. On the Philly side, Bryce Harper, again, clear and obvious. Zach Wheeler, clear and obvious. Trey Turner bounced back pretty nicely. I guess Bryce Harper could also be one of those clutching guys. Let's be real. And then they shift it down to like Zach Wheeler, who wouldn't be a bad pick either. I don't think Trey Turner did enough to necessarily warrant it this year. I could be very, very wrong, but their offense was pretty stellar as well. It could be Kyle Schwarber as well. We all know how much we love Schwarbomb cards. It could be Kyle Schwarber. That's another one that you might want to keep your old eye on. He did pretty well here. If I can find him, he's like a silver or a bronze, but he's got the power of anime on his side with his home runs. So Kyle Schwarber, I just want to say, definitely could be it. He might be it, and they make good old Bryce Harper collection award or reveal him later as like an event or something. He could be it. Alec Boehm had a really good year as well. Keep him in mind. He could sneak in there, and heck, they could even throw in like a Brandon Marsh. But I kind of wonder if it'll be Zach Wheeler or Kyle Schwarber, and then one or both of these guys are in packs. Nationals, I think it's just going to be CJ Abrams more than likely. He did have a really weird off the field issue, but it could be he had the best year going forward. Like, it wasn't even close. He had one bad night and they set him down. So I think that I'm guessing it's going to be him. It could also be Jacob Young. I just don't think Jacob Young's that excited of a card. And plus, we already know he got an all-star card. Luis Garcia could be a sneaky choice as well. James Wood came up long enough. They might just say, hey, give it to James Wood. Give them a free 99. I mean, more than likely, next couple of years, it could very well be Dylan Cruz and James Wood. Pitching-wise, it could be Jake Irvin as their best pitcher or somebody like Mackenzie Gore. But I kind of wonder if they'll just say, hey, let's give it to CJ Abrams. He was the best all-around hitter player that the Nationals had in a very young team. So keep that one in mind, kind of looking ahead. Cubs, Imanga could get it because he didn't get hasn't had 99 since the first go around, and he had a pretty good year. I know he's cooled off. The fun one would be Seiya Suzuki. Seiya Suzuki had a pretty good year overall, but again, he didn't get, I don't think he hasn't gotten a 99 this year and hasn't gotten one, I don't think really ever. So that could be a fun little nod there. Ian Happ had a really good year as well, so sort of keep that one in mind. He's got a good swing. He could be they could go also. I mean, Cody Bellinger did Cody Bellinger things again. Michael Busch had a good year, but he got a 99. He got a 99 from the thing. So it could be Imanga, could be Seiya, could be. I mean, Hyon did okay. Justin Steele was pretty good again this year. Pico Armstrong came on. I wonder if they'll just go Imanga, but we'll have to wait and see. I don't think this one's blatantly obvious, but let's put our money on Seiya because I think that'd just be fun. For the Reds, I think Ellie, I don't want to say it's clear and obvious, but I think Ellie is like the buzz, like the red light card. Hunter Green could be it, but again, it comes down to like hitter versus pitcher, and he has a two-way card that I think could sneak really well into a Reds theme team. Keeping that one in mind as well. Could be that those are probably the two. Tyler Stevenson had a very good year behind the dish and offensively. Spencer Steer, but he got 99 earlier. Would be my best guess. I mean, heck, they could give it to Nick Martinez, but he just got a 99 in the last monthly awards thing. But I do think like it's probably Hunter Green or Ellie. I'm guessing Ellie. It just seems to be the easiest choice. Ellie was outstanding. 65 steals, 25 homers, 74 RBIs, 104 runs scored, 35 doubles. Pretty clear and obvious. I keep saying that like it should be like like a defensive challenge. Willie Adames is probably would be the highest pick. Jackson Chourio could be a sneaky guy that they stick in there. In terms of pitching, Devin Williams might be it, but there's some guys like Bruce Turang, Sal Frelick, Joseph Ortiz could sneak in there. I wanted they Hannah give it to somebody like Willie, because he was like the best all-around hitter, and he's a free agent, unfortunately. Or they could, like I said, they could just give it to Jackson Chourio, but he got 99 in the playoffs. So again, sort of, I keep refreshing, so I keep looking over to see if there's somebody else. Like I got this one right too. But we'll kind of see. Again, I think it might just be Willie. Jackson Chourio, I think, would be fun, but again, he just got a 99. It could also be William Contreras. He had a really good offensive year again. Pitching wise, could be Devin Williams, but he missed half the year. So, a lot to keep sort of in mind in the back of your head as we sort of go through this. Pirates, I think Paul Skeens would be chef's kiss. He'd get an all-star 99, but we could see him get one here for his first one. I think he's going to get a finest. I just don't know in which. Same thing with Jared Jones. Could be Jared Jones as well. Brian Reynolds could sneak in there and get one, but I think it's going to be Paul Skeens unless otherwise stated, but he also could be a collection. And that's the case in terms of offense, probably Brian Reynolds. I don't see it doing IKF because I don't think he's that exciting, but I'm just going to assume it's Paul Skeens until someone tells me otherwise. On the Reds, Mason Wynn had a very good year. Could sneak him in. Ryan Helsley as well could have it. It could be one of these two guys. William or Contreras as well. Same thing with Sonny Gray. Offensively, Mason Wynn got an out of position card, but it's a pitcher. So a beefy hitter could be fun. But again, like Ryan Helsley was just outstanding. So my best guess would be Ryan Helsley. That's my guess. Offensive pitching, like Sonny Gray could get one as well. But I'm just going to say it's probably one of these three guys. Probably Helsley. Again, I'm picking up the pace here because I don't want this to be too terribly long. We're on the last bit. We're at 30 minutes. Not too bad. I think Ketel Marte, if there's on an IBAX, is would be the clear choice. 30 home runs again this year. Best hitter. Corbin Carroll came alive in the second half. Christian Walker could also be one of them as well. He had a very good year, but he's a free agent. Pitching wise, Merrill Kelly kind of came on late. There wasn't a whole lot of great pitching. Brandon Pafat, did pretty well. Suarez turned it on the second half of the year, but I think, again, Ketel Marte makes way too much sense. Rockies, I think it's Bretton Doyle's probably the safe bet. Tovar could be it. He had a really good year for them as a shortstop, but Doyle got a lightning card, I think, in series 2. I can look. Right? Yeah, series 2. So they could replace that and make it a little bit better. They could do that, make it a little bit better. I hit the wrong button, so I have to go all the way back. He could get it. I mean, Tovar would be another one that's sneaky. That could be very sneaky if they want to put him in there. Pitching wise, I don't really see it. I know they made one for Kyle Freeland, so I think that covers that base. Tovar, I mean, Michael Kogala could be a fun one. He's got some pop. Ryan McMahon would be fun as well. Charlie Blackmon got his sort of send off. Herman Marquez might be if they want to go pitching, but again, I think it's just going to be Doyle because this card needs to be replaced. I'm going to do the Dodgers last because there's a lot to unpack there. Padres. When it comes to the Padres, Tatis again makes the most sense. They could go with the Jackson Merrill, but he might get keep this in mind too. Like, they're guys who could get finest cards in collections and packs and programs because that's what they did last year. So that's not just because like it's not picked doesn't mean that he's not getting one. It could be any one of these three guys. I think Tatis would be the easiest choice. But I think he got a 99 in the playoffs, so it might not be him. Jackson Merrill will be fun because he came on and just did really well. If they kind of gave him a little bit more pop, that'd be really fun. Michael King as well was really good for them. Dylan Cease could be as well, but he got 99 not too long ago, I believe. When was his card? Season 2. Never mind. He could get it. He could get a replacement. So there's a lot there. But again, guys who kind of got 99s in the playoffs might not get one. I mean, Profar 99 was season 1. He could get it. I mean, Manny could get one. Andrew Scott could get one. There's a lot. But I think Jackson Merrill will be the fun one. The one that would make the most sense would be Tatis, but he got one in the playoffs. So I'm going to say Jackson Merrill. I think this is the last one. Giants. Matt Chapman to me seems like the one that would be like boom. Personally, because I don't think he got one. Snell got a no-hitter card, so I don't necessarily... They could replace him if they wanted to, but I think that'll sort of hold out. Yeah, I'm just... Like I said, I mean, they could also do Tyler Fitzgerald, but I think... Realistically, I think it's going to be Matt Chapman. He had a very good offensive year. Good defensively. He might be it. If they want to go closer, Ryan Walker, I guess, could be a closer. I would say Jung-Ho Lee but he got hurt. So let's just assume hit. It could be Elliot Ramos too, but I think Matt Chapman's going to be their pitcher. If they want to do Blake's at all, they can. I don't see it per se because he has a 99, but they might. You never know. So that's the last one. Let's talk about the Dodgers because this one, there's a lot to unpack here. Ohtani, I think if he gets one's going to be a collection reward, pretty obviously. But you did get a 50-50 card, so they might say, like, that's, quote-unquote, his finest card. Mookie Betts hasn't had a 99, I think, since Series 1. Right, so Mookie Betts could be that card as well. Teoscar as well could be kind of sneaking in there. Freddie Freeman got 99. Glasnow was hurt. Will Smith kind of fell off. Teoscar got one. Blake, let's just say Mookie because I think the Mookie avenue makes the most sense. He hasn't gotten 99 since season 1. So that could be it. And then Tommy Edman just got one. So there's a lot of like reading between the lines here because I think this card's basically his 99 and then Teoscar just got one for the playoffs. Yeah, so let's just say it's Mookie, and I think they did that kind of. I don't want to say they did it on purpose, but it makes the most sense. But I think there's gonna be a lot of Dodgers in the reward path. Maybe not Ohtani. It honestly could. There is a world where it might just be somebody like Mookie Betts because of how this all played out. But I'm gonna say Mookie, but it wouldn't shock me if Ohtani was in like the reward path. Freeman, I think, is not gonna get another one because he got the MVP one. But you never know. Teoscar could sneak in there too. He seems like a program card. I don't think it'll be Jack Flaherty. I think that because he got a playoff card as well. So we'll sort of see how this turns out. But let's just assume Mookie until otherwise stated. So there's that. That's basically my predictions. I don't necessarily know how many are going to be right. They're sort of trickling it out. So keep that one in mind as well. But we got one right where I said it could be. So keep all that in mind. Let me know, who do you think it's going to be it? And like I said, hopefully we'll have some more information probably Wednesday. So expect a video Wednesday night, Thursday morning, and then Friday night, we will have the big reveal going through all of them on Friday or Saturday. So keep that in mind. So leave a like if you like it, dislike if you dislike it. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on more finest stuff going on this weekend. So that being said, my name is Specs, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.